Okay. Hello, Rot Tumblers. We're here with Dave Thornhill from the Cerebral Paisley. How are you, Dave?
I'm good, thanks, Tom, and points to you for pronouncing it correctly,
The
or the way it is this side of the East Coast, anyway. So
the, the last name or the band?
the whole lot. So all good, all
Yeah,
good.
I was kind of worried that I was going to accidentally go cerebral palsy because
Yeah, there
that's
is that trip, I suppose, that trap, I suppose. But there's also the I was talking to some guys in the eastern states a month or two ago, and had to educate them when they said the cerebral Paisley, and it's like, well, technically yes, but not the way we pronounce it here. So.
well. Fun fact about me: I got cerebral palsy, so if I don't say it correctly, I get kicked out of the disabled
No.
Zara Club.
that's, that's fine. Yeah, I caught it on. I caught that from you when on Sunday night show. So, yeah,
Yes.
all good, man, all good.
So, should we get on with some questions?
Let's go for it. What do you got?
Okay. So, how would you describe the cerebral paisley sound to a first time listener?
Oh, okay. Basically, it's retro power pop. I suppose it's probably about the easiest three words I can come up with. Quite possibly a lot more behind it, but yeah. It seems to be the way that most of the material is skewering in that way. Certainly, the '70s influence is the big thing for me. You know, don't know how old I look on camera either, but let's just say I was there, so that'll do. Um,
So,
but yeah, that's where it all came through from. So.
are you a one man band or because I couldn't
Yep.
find anything else on the band members?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no one else to find. It's all just me, man. So.
Ah,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, no, look, and it all happens in here. This is kind of the office slash studio slash storage slash junk
Yeah.
room. But
Same,
yeah, look, it's
same sort of. Sorry.
no,
Uh, Same sort of deal when you're live.
no, haven't done any live shows with the band as yet. I play in a few cover bands and bits and pieces around. I've
Hmm.
had other bands in the past, but no live performances for the Cerebral Paisley as yet. However, looking at probably later in the year, and it will be a band performance when I eventually
Yeah.
get around to it. So yeah.
So on the cerebral paisley, what was the inspiration for the name?
Well, it's a name I've had rolling around for about, I think about 10 years. And
Mm.
I had a nephew with cerebral palsy, who was a wonderful, wonderful young man, great kid, and made the absolute best of his life, really, really well. And sadly passed away. So
I'm sorry.
so the cerebral palsy thing was something that was always a part of the life, a part of the family life. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was just one of those things, and Paisley's always been as a name, and as the various genres it gets associated with in music, whether it's psychedelic or the '80s underground or underground Paisley stuff or Prince. Whatever. The Paisley thing has always resonated with me, and one day the two things just came together, and it's kind of like, oh, cerebral Paisley. It's actually quite celebratory of the condition. So,
Yep, and it does
rather
roll
than
off the tongue.
viewing it as a negative. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I really like that. Um, so what has been? Oh, well, you said you haven't had a gig so far, so I can't really ask that question. Um, so you've released a couple of singles, with your first single being released in on February 14th, I believe, and I
Very
think
good.
it's
I think it was
called
right. Yeah.
uh, "I Didn't Come Here for Shakespeare." Can you talk a little bit about the story behind that
That's
song?
Yeah, sure. It's just another, in terms of an actual story behind it, it's just another song. But look, I don't know. I don't even know where I draw my inspiration from a lot of the time. Um, uh, I'll skip that one just for the minute and just go, in terms of Twinkle Toes. That has come from playing in bands and playing in cover bands on stage. And as I think the original tagline I put on it was that it was dedicated to the ladies of the dance floor. There's those particular people that stand out to you when you're up there on stage playing and react and resonate with you. So that's kind of going to the second one first. Shakespeare, it was just I don't know, it was just something that the line "I didn't come here for Shakespeare." I've I've searched high and low. I was sure that I heard it in a movie,
Mhm.
um, and it was something that stuck with me. And it was like, it was a situational sort of, yeah. Well, I didn't come here for Shakespeare, but I can't find it anywhere now, so I don't know. It's almost like it was a Alan Rickman in something or something like that. Is the way it resonates in my mind. But anyway, I'm using resonate a lot. I have to stop doing that. But yeah, it just grew from that phrase, and then all of a sudden it became, well, that's a good line. Let's take it backwards, and then the song itself ended up being, drawing on everything I'd read, my own education, and Wikipedia for a few of the rhymes to kind of go, what else rhymes with Midsummer's Night's Dream that's Shakespearean? Okay, Cymbeline, that'll do. Um, so
Very clever.
yeah, but yeah, again, the type of song it is, it comes out of my love of 70s stuff, and bands with, it depends how you want to term it. Is it a clever lyric or is it a smart ass lyric? One way or the other, however people want to view it. But bands like 10cc and the way that they handle lyrical, their lyrical content, punning all the time, basically, but really, really, I find it really, really smart, really intelligent, a really great way of writing, and yeah, and it's nice to have been able to put together something like that that I myself can look at and go, yeah, that's actually pretty damn good. So, and people tend to agree with it, which is great.
Yeah, I guess you could say they resonate with it.
They resonate. That's a good word to use, Tom. It's great. Yeah.
I know someone very wise told me it's a very good word.
We're going to get on really
So,
well, mate.
so how many years have you been in the music business for?
Way too many. Yeah. Quite honestly, I've been playing for 40 years. So, yeah, and been in bands most of that time, one thing
Mhm.
or another, and a variety of, whether it's cover stuff or whether it's been original projects. Um, but with getting to this point and with this project, I've always dabbled with doing recordings on my own, overdubbing and just messing around with.
Mhm.
I started that years ago with a TAC Porter studio that used to run 8 track or up to 10 tracks on a cassette tape. Absolutely shocking quality, but so lo-fi before lo-fi was a thing, but a great education in doing that sort of stuff. And I've always really loved yeah, being able to slash attempting to slash experimenting with playing different instruments. And I've put my hand to quite a lot. The only thing I can't do is drum. I cannot drum for the life of me. So the other member of the Cerebral Paisley, if we like, is Logan off Logic Pro. So I'd get him to vote for the song, but he has trouble with "I'm not a robot" tick box. So it's kind of like,
Ah, yes, the infamous capture.
yes,
But
that's it.
the success of the song has been going very well. It's even got airplay on a few radio stations, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I've picked up a few things. Again, I mean Shakespeare, I got a good bit of exposure with, and there's a couple of guys on Central Coast Radio, so it's over the other side of the country from you, Central Coast Radio, the Chapman and Chris, who really got into it and really embraced it. I did my first interview with them back in March, and yeah, and it picked up a few stations around there. Twinkle Toes has had better pickup, which is even great, even
Yeah,
better. Um,
that that is the song that I meant. I should have clarified, but
no,
I didn't
no,
want to
that's all right. No,
interrupt.
that's okay. No, no, yeah, and interrupt because otherwise I will just talk and not shut up. Um, and I just had just again when we'll kind of close off that one. I just had a trip to Japan just for a
Hmm.
holiday, but I had actually I haven't got one to show you, but I had postcards that I printed up for Shakespeare with QR codes for the various platforms on the back, which I was able to get into a few record stores, and I had a couple of players, so I'm international. It's great,
Fantastic.
international exposure.
I really think you've found something amazing with Twinkle Toes. It's got such a good pop rock hook to it, and I
Thanks, man.
think
Thanks.
once you actually start going to gigs and performing it live, that it's going to go absolutely banana nut pancake.
Yeah, good one. No, look, thanks for that. I really, 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 really appreciate that and the feedback on that. I'm looking forward to it when we eventually get there. Yeah, I've got friends that have kind of said, yeah, this will be a bomb on the dance floor, like an explosion on the dance
Mm.
floor rather than a bomb. This will go really, really. I currently play in one of the bands I play in is a glam rock tribute band, and
Oh yeah,
they're kind of saying you should throw it into that. It almost fits into that mold. Um,
it sort of
so
does.
yeah, look, it's me myself strictly. I look at it and go, yeah, not quite. It's probably a bit, and I can be pretty pedantic about this sort of stuff. We
Hmm.
with the guys in the band's called Glamourosaurus Rocks. I'll just get that in there. And occasionally they come along and go, oh look, we should do this song. It's like, no, that was like 3 years too late. Sorry, not going to do it. Or there is an argument that I'm having with a couple of people about whether or not Kiss is actually glam rock. And I'm afraid from where I fall, no, they're not.
Oh, I,
they're a rock band
I'm in
who
the
wore
other
makeup.
camp. I'm in the other camp.
The Americans
But
never really got glam as far as I'm concerned. So there we go.
okay, so what would you clarify glam as then?
Look, I mean, the main where I draw it from is pretty much 72 to 74, so maybe 75 at the
Mhm.
outside, and the big British bands, the Bowl and T-Rex, Sweet, Bowie, but Bowie moved on, but was an innovator. He has who should not be named, Gary Glitter. That ilk, that whole Chapman Chin, Boland, Visconti, da 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 genre, and group of people from that early '70s period. But then again, one of the songs we do, and one that I will swear blindly is a glam song, is "Crazy Horses" by the Osmonds.
Ah, yeah.
And the Osmonds are definitely not glam, but hey, it's definitely a song that fits the mold.
I have noticed a little bit of glam rock elements in Twinkle Toes. Was that by design?
Again, thanks. Not necessarily. The way the songs are turning out are just the way they're turning out. As I said, the '70s influence thing is huge on me, obviously,
Hmm.
but it's not a conscious effort to go, I want to make this sound like a '70s song. It's just the way that I write and the way that I end up recording,
Hmm.
more than anything else. So yeah, it just has a retro sound to it, which is great. So for me.
Have you got any thing else that you're working on currently, or are you just enjoying the success of Twinkle Toes for now?
No,
And
I can't sit still. Sorry, can't sit still, Tom. No, I'm trying to decide on what the third single is. I've got about probably about 10 songs that I've got in various demo form, that all just need work across, and I'm still writing some other stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm working towards an album probably by the end of the year, probably around about November if things go to schedule. And that schedule really is just available time. around
Yeah.
life and everything else. Yeah, so that's the plan at this stage. But I plan to get 3 singles and then the album out throughout this
Mhm.
year. That was the goal I set myself at the start of the year when I just finally went enough messing around in here. Let's take it out there and see what happens. Nothing to lose. I'm doing it. I'm doing it for myself.
Mhm.
Certainly not doing it for the money. So there we are.
Well, there's nothing wrong with doing something you love for a passion. Um,
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
so you said that you're working on some stuff, but just for a little sneaky peek, are you planning on having the same sort of consistent style throughout, the same sort of
Uh,
style as Twinkle Toes?
well, I mean, it'll all fit into again. I think that that retro '70s sound, but
Hmm.
they're not all up tempo dance songs or dancey songs, dance floor songs. As I said, with trying to decide where I'm going next, I've got a uh, when I did it, I thought of it myself as a Beatley type ballad, but a few people have heard it, have kind of gone, "Oh, it's very ELO." So once again, it brings it back to the '70s. But
Hmm.
I'm tossing up whether that may be the next one, or yeah, there's something else that I played again the other day and thought, oh, that's like it's almost 6 minutes long, but it could be it still could be a contender certainly for airplay. So. Not in the commercial realm, of course, but in the wonderful world of internet and community radio. You wonderful guys.
You,
Yeah.
you never know what can go viral these days.
Well,
So
that's true as well. That is the thing. I'm only one movie soundtrack away from being able to retire, maybe.
exactly. So it's
So
funny you mentioned the Beatles actually, because I was trolling your Facebook today, and I saw a
right,
post
okay.
from last week. I saw a post from last week, 6 days ago, how you said that you were playing Beatles songs and a Who song, and you said of this song that it is one that should be substituted. So to throw you under the bus
The-
nicely,
no, no,
uh,
no, no.
well,
The yeah. So, go. I interrupt. Go. Sorry. Finish the question.
so, so,
Sorry, mate.
so I was just curious what Who song you didn't really like.
Okay, no, no. Well, it's I'll explain the context and explain the term a bit more. So so it was the second post that I put up to promote the single, and it's one of the lines from the
Mhm.
song. We played our favourites by the Beatles and the Stones, and then that one song by the Who. And once again, it
Ah,
relates back to the band and the dance floor experience, and somebody particular that I noticed that no matter what we played, the first song she would get up and dance to pretty much any time we played was "Substitute" by the Who.
okay.
So it didn't matter if we started with "Let's Spend the Night Together" or "8 Days a Week" or something else. That it was like 3 or 4 songs in, we'd play "Substitute," and then this person would be on the dance floor. It'd be great. Yep, fantastic, really good. So thus the tagline on that little promo was the
Okay.
line from the song, and then "Accept no substitute unless it's that one song by the Who."
Ah, gotcha.
Once again,
Gotcha.
me just being a smartass. That's all, man. So private jokes. I'm probably the only person that actually gets it. So now that I've explained it, hopefully a few more will. But I've had to explain it.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
re- it reminds me.
Well.
I I had a T-shirt. Sorry, just quickly, I had a T-shirt made up about 10 or 12 years ago. That was the Gibson logo and Chinese characters up above and below. And a friend of mine saw it and said, "What does it say?" And I said, "Oh, it's something I made up myself." I translated and it says, "My Gibson is a Chinese counterfeit, a cheap Chinese counterfeit, or something like that." And they looked at me and they said, "Yeah, it's not a joke if you're the only person that gets it." So
Gotcha. So, where can we find you on the socials to support you? Because I really think you deserve to be supported. You're an amazing talent.
oh, once again, thanks, man. Thanks. Look, the primary one is Facebook. I've started an Instagram account. I think.
Hmm.
I know it gets hit occasionally because my daughter loves to tag it with the songs, so as a wonderful promoter of me as well, which is great. And I've got a Twitter account, so they'll all be under the Cerebral Paisley. Um, yeah, so I've got those three, but I'm active on Facebook more than anything else. I need to get myself more active on the others. Once again, time being the kicker there more than anything else. Yeah, the Twinkle Toes, I'm taking a bit of a slow burn. It's been out about 4 weeks
Hmm.
now, and I haven't had a big push on it. But obviously, it goes out to places like AMRAP and that to enable you guys to pick up on it.
Hmm.
So it'll get out there a bit more from there. And as you said, it's been on a few radio stations. I'm seeing you're keeping track of the monitoring.
Hmm.
Another Perth station, 89.7 FM.
Oh, I'm well
Yeah,
aware of them.
you were at competition. Eh? I
No,
noticed that they grabbed it.
yeah, I used to work community radio, and that's where I
There you
lost my
go.
radio virginity, so to speak.
Well done. Oh well, I noticed they downloaded it a day or two ago. So it's like that's you guys being influencers. Obviously, if it's rating with you, it's going to help
Obviously.
spread the word. So absolutely, trendsetters.
Is there anything else you'd like to plug?
Uh, the cover bands, as I said, Glamosaurus Rocks. We're playing this weekend, most weekends, as often as we can, around about Adelaide. Great
Hmm.
fun, all proper glam rock, no kiss. And and my other cover band is called The Coup, and that's a bit more later 70s, 80s, a little bit of 90s, but it's the stuff to keep me off the streets and have a great deal of fun with some really really great musicians. Um, and when you reached out to me about doing this originally, and I said I couldn't do it on the first date that we put forward. I'm just doing for the first time ever playing reggae with a wonderful artist in Adelaide, lady by the name of Miss Trace, for a half-hour slot in August, and we had our first rehearsal for that, which was real fun.
Oh, fantastic.
But yeah, I've never played reggae before in my life, but it seemed to have gone all right. So I'm still in the band, so that's good.
Well, that's all you
And yeah,
can
keep an eye out for the
hope
next
for.
single and the album eventually. So yeah,
Fantastic. I can't wait. I really love your sound. And thank you for talking with me today. And
an
we'll
absolute
hope to
pleasure,
have you
Tom.
on again
Absolutely
some
great.
point.
Be more
Fantastic.
than happy
All
to.
right.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Ciao.
Cheers, everyone.